Alright, I'm starting work on a Pelican Apex 100. It's got a previous patch and you can see where they were dragging it, and this is one of those Harbor Freight. Somebody went and bought one of those Harbor Freight plastic welding kits, but again, it didn't heat both surfaces. The patch just comes off like nothing. Yeah, this is a I know I gotta say it in every video, but both surfaces have to be hot or your patch is not going to work. You shouldn't be able to, I shouldn't be able to pull this patch off like this. I mean, granted, they probably did heat the surface on a couple of spots, but yeah, this is obviously one of those Harbor Freight patches. Oh man, it goes all the way down here. Well, that's good, because that ugly spray paint that they used. Yeah, look, you can see right under the where it didn't even stick. Look, just right under there, like nothing. Yeah, so what I do is I'll patch all this first, and then I'll test it, and then I'll put the wire mesh. Yeah. Yeah, here they just coated the hell out of it with this junk. I mean, you can't blame somebody for trying, but and everybody who does a little patch makes a video, a how-to video on how to patch, and they just don't know. Just because your patch is holding it the moment you do it, look at this, doesn't mean you did it right. Same with all these guys that are using fiberglass and epoxy and Bondo and all kinds of other junk to patch their kayaks. They're plastic kayaks. I mean, if your kayak is fiberglass, hey, fiberglass it. But yeah, I'll flip this booger over and take some pictures of what the kayak itself looks like. But yeah, see, there's a hole there, and all this is from the scratches are from river rash, but all of this back here is from dragging it. Yeah, you see there's nothing up here. This one up here is fine. That's all grass and dirt. But other than this, the kayak's pretty nice. So I'll get my heat gun. I'm going to get my heat gun and heat this and see if I can peel all this off of here. Maybe get some acetone and get this paint off. But yeah, I got another one to do over there. I haven't even looked at it to see what kind of damage it has. Let's go check it out. See, those two are ready to go. These are the patches I did on these. So what I do is, where this one had the drag marks, I patched the hole, tested it for leaks, Then I put a coat of wire mesh, melted that in, and then I melted this plastic over it. So here's another one right here. So this is basically what I'm working on over there. Two identical kayaks. And yep, they did the same thing on this one. I guess this one's probably still good, but I'm still going to redo it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe put a little extra here and here. Those look a little worn down. Just for added protection. And I do have some Ramex plastic, which I'm going to use. I'll probably replace these handles with large heavy-duty handles like the ones I put on these. Yeah, the Apex 100. Man, Pelican is really slacking on there. I mean, come on, man. Make your logo nice. Yeah, this one I'll probably just peel all this off the front of this. Just leave the soft patty. I didn't even look at the other one. Alright, well, I'm going to grab my heat gun. I mean, this one is going to be a basic patch, like I've done on my other ones. So I don't think I'm really going to do much of a restoration video on this one, because I mean it's the same thing. I'm going to put plastic. I'm going to heat all this here, add plastic to it, reshape this, test it for leaks. And once I see that it's not leaking, I'll wire mesh it. I mean, this is a huge patch that they did here. All you have to do with the wire mesh is just go just beyond the patch. But I'm gonna patch this. Like I said, I'm gonna heat it up, add some plastic to it. Yeah, this is one of those. I'm pretty sure it's like one of those Harbor Freight kits. But the thing is, that, you know, they don't come with any instructions. It doesn't say make sure both surfaces are hot. None of that. So that's what I say. You gotta heat both surfaces. If you heat a piece of plastic and touch it to another piece of plastic that's hot, they'll instantly bond to each other. And you pull them apart, they're just gonna stretch. But yeah, this is really thin. Those were even thinner. So the patches I did on those are about a 1/2 inch thick. So it's basically a keel guard too. Yeah, there's some pretty good gouges in here, but that's just from going down the rivers and hitting rocks, but they're meant for that. All right. Yeah, these handles are gonna go. It's a crappy little wooden handle. What is this one? Yeah, that's an original, but it's got a crack in it anyway. So I'm gonna have to make 4 new handles. See, that's the handle I took off one of the other boats. It's still laying on the floor. But that one. Thanks for watching, Ape. This is the Apex 100 by Pelican. Yeah. I just cringe every time I see people with their kayaks. And I'm talking about nice kayaks too, Hobies, whatever. And they take them off their car and they just drag them over to the water. Just over gravel, over pavement. I mean, they're tough, but after you do that a few times, they're not that tough. This is funny because this plastic feels rubbery. Yeah. Yeah. This is actually this is, I guarantee you this is the Harbor Freight, because it feels like heat shrink but a little stronger. And I use actual plastic. And I've actually got some. Here, let me show you. I've actually got Pelican Ramex plastic. Look at that. So there's one patch right there, and then I'll use this one to coat the whole thing. So there's my Pelican Ramex. It's the same stuff. These were actually inside of another kayak. Actually, well, this one doesn't have any rod holders, so it wouldn't have those. But all right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Apex. This is the Pelican Apex 100. I guess it used to be orange. I don't know. That's weird. Pelican Apex 100. I just peeled all of this junk off of it. This is one of those Harbor Freight plastic welding kits or whatever. And of course, they didn't heat the surface first. You got to have the surface hot. You have to have both surfaces of the plastic you're putting on and the plastic you're putting it onto. Both have to be hot. So this peeled off like nothing. I just grabbed it and pulled it, and look how much came off. But I can tell by the feeling of this stuff, it is the Harbor Freight. This is some plastic that I cut out of another kayak. I put a hatch in another kayak, and these were actually inside of that same kayak. And this is the Ramex, which is what this is. So it's the same plastic, so it should work good. And I've got one for this one and one for that one over there. And then I'll use pieces of this to melt over the... I patch this. I'm going to patch this hole. See, there's a hole. It's soft, look. From being dragged to the river. So I'm going to patch this hole, test it for leaks. Once I see there's no leaks, I'm going to put wire mesh just over where I need it. You don't need the wire mesh to go all the way out here like this was done. I'm going to put wire mesh over where I need it, and then I'll use this and put another coat of plastic over the top. So this will probably be 3/8 of an inch thick, maybe more. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and please comment. Alright, just to show you where I'm at now, I've lightly heated the surface. I mean, they're using really high heat, but I just lightly heated the surface, and with a spatula, almost all of that stuff came off. And what's really, the really bad thing about the Harbor Freight, there's several bad things about the Harbor Freight plastic welding thing. Is the plastic is not the correct kind of plastic for here, because it's kind of rubbery, and this whole surface was still kind of rubbery from that. So it's the wrong kind of plastic. The problem with the point on it is that the tip of it is slanted. You think, well, that's good to get into the corners. The problem is you're going to start pressing with it, and the tip will bend up, and if you try to straighten it out, it'll snap right off. After about 30 minutes of use, I bought a Harbor Freight one, and then I also bought one of these. This is a Weller. Weller's a good brand. This is a Weller wood burning kit. You see how the tip is flat on this one? I can put as much pressure as I want, and I'm pushing straight down on the thing. I'm not pushing at an angle. If I was to push at an angle, the tip breaks on it. That's what happens with the Harbor Freight. So after about 30 minutes of use, it was destroyed. All right, well, thanks for watching again. I just wanted to show you what it looks like after I've cleaned it. I'm probably going to go get me some acetone and see if I can wipe some of this ugly paint off. Thanks for watching. I guess I should have done a video after I put the mesh on. And now I'm putting another coat of plastic over the mesh. And here's another tip for you. Dang it. Start from the back and work your way forward, and smear the plastic this way, because that's the direction your kayak goes. Because if you're doing it this way, it's got a chance of stuff getting underneath it. I mean, I'm not worried about mine, but it's the same concept as roofing. You start from the lower end and work your way up. So when you're patching a hole, you do the same thing. You start from the back end and work your way forward and work everything back this way. As I go along, I'll smooth all this out. And remember, while you're doing this, you got to heat the surface. I'm going to flip this over probably 2, 3, 4 times before I actually let it set. It's a lot easier with 2 hands. As I'm flipping it, I'm basically melting this chunk. I'm not putting that whole piece, I'm just putting the part that I'm melting. See how that came up? Because I didn't heat that surface underneath. See, when it does that, you know it's all melted together. Now I can start smoothing it. I gotta heat this over here too. And there you have it, finished patch. I mean, the previous patch went all the way around here, and the hole was only right there. You see how before I was able to press in on this? I'm going to clean all this up. I might have to paint a little oval or something on there to cover it, but it's done. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe. Shoot me a comment. I think that's the final product. This stuff in here is just black, I don't know, that black garbage from Harbor Freight from the welding kit. I patched it and I painted over it, and I think I'm happy with it. I don't know, I might go a little further. That looks good. Alright, here we go with the Apex 100 number 2. Yeah, this is a smaller patch, but I think it's just as bad as the other one. I can still feel wire mesh sticking up through here. I rubbed it and poked myself a couple times. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one was done like the other one. Just melting plastic right onto the cold plastic. and it was just gobbled on here. I mean, no offense to the person who did it, but I've had a lot of practice. I'm barely rubbing it. Yeah, this is that Harbor Freight plastic that comes in the repair kit. Do not use it on your kayaks. Look. Yeah, look at that. Just peeled right off. Now that could have been because the yeah, see, there's a crack right here. And a hole right there. Alright, well, I'm not going to bore you with my scraping off plastic. I mean, this wasn't even stuck. Look. You're supposed to melt the mesh into the plastic and then put the plastic over it. But what I do first is I patch the hole, then I put the mesh, and then I coat the mesh. So that's just my process. It's a little bit of overkill, but you got to realize somebody's life is on this kayak. Life, not wife. Well, maybe their wife. I guess I am going to bore you with the scraping. But yeah, I can tell you right now, this is that Harbor Freight plastic welding kit. This is the same plastic. And look how soft that is. I mean, it's hot right now, but either way, even when it's cool, it's still going to be that soft. All right, thanks for watching. The mesh is done. I just need to put a coat of plastic over the top of this. This one's complete. Aside from a little cleaning and a little deck rigging, and I made handles for it and a plug for it. But other than that, I've already tested it, doesn't leak. It's amazing what a simple wash can do. Just water and a scrub brush. That thing's dirty. Dirty river water. Alright, the Apex 100s are done. They both got new handles. They've both been washed, cleaned. The two holes in the bottom are repaired. New plugs, new handles. New deck rigging. They are done. Let me show you the patch that I did on it. There's the first patch. There was a huge ugly patch on there. And then on the other one, it wasn't so bad. It was about the size of the patch I just did. And yes, I painted it yellow. It's actually yellower than the patch that the plastic I used for the patchwork. These marks are from the previous owner. He used to carry them on a rusty old trailer.